Hey everybody, it's Thea. Welcome back to Garden Goddess Tarot. And welcome to the beginning of a new, ongoing, extensive, potentially never-ending series that I just thought up. And I'm really excited about. This is going to be purely for the purposes of fun, exploration, creativity, association, and just kind of spending some time with and getting to know the decks in my collection. And we're doing it through the lens of Greek mythology as per usual. Smudge has come to join us. Hello, sweetie. And during the all-member Zoom that we had yesterday for the first time, it was so good to chat with everybody. We fleshed out the idea and I'm like, yes, this obviously needs to happen. So what we're doing is I'm going to pull a random card from the Hellenic Oracle every time I do one of these videos. And whoever pops out, we're going to find 4 or 5 decks in my collection that kind of match that energy, match the vibe of that deity, that in theory you could use those type of decks to work with that deity. Just, you know, decks that kind of fit in the energy of what that deity is about. And I'm really excited about it. And obviously, like, caveats, you can use any deck to work with any deity, right? But we like to find the connection and add a little bit of extra zing. It's a free-for-all, but basically I like the idea of matching the energy of them and just kind of feeling my way around it. And there's definitely a big chance that you're going to totally disagree with me on a lot of these, but that's half the fun. So if you find some that you're like, absolutely not, no, not that one, please leave comments down below. So you may know already, based on the title of the video, who flies out, which is, this is a fun aspect of time. So you already know who's going to come out of this, but I don't yet, just because of the nature of how this goes. So that's absolutely fun. Oh, it's so exciting. I love that you know and I don't. feel the power. But anyway, so I'm going to give this a shuffle. This is the Hellenic Oracle, for those not familiar. Deity, Greek mythology specific oracle deck that I created a few years back to help me work with the, animistic energies of the Greek gods, which is really how I was experiencing my path at the time. And really, not much has changed. Seasonally, things tend to fluctuate, but I'm excited about getting into it. Yeah, I made this deck a couple of years ago. It's available if you want it. Links down below. But we're going to kind of rely on who it suggests today to see who we're going to explore. Oh, it's so fun, so exciting. Who have we? Have got one. Oh, what a way to start. Oh my gosh, guys, why didn't you tell me this is who it was? We are working with Thanatos today. We are finding what decks in my collection emit Thanatos energy. So Thanatos, one of the primordial Titan gods of death and dying. Not necessarily mortality, because there's another god earlier on that kind of encompasses the idea of mortality, but Thanatos is who comes to you when it's your time. When, begins the journey of crossing over of, he's a psychopath. He guides you towards the land of the underworld gently. He's such a gentle boy. This is the least scary death card I've really ever managed to encounter. Even in the imagery of this one, he's gentle, he's holding and kind and sweet. It's almost like a relief. It's overwhelming exhale, but in the exhale, your soul leaves your body. And you're on to the next one. So, okay, super fun. Give me a few minutes, which will be just a few seconds for you. I'm going to scour, and I'm going to pick 4 or 5 decks that feel like Thanatos. So, all right, give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Okay, I've returned. And I obviously got a wee bit carried away. This one, it was just so good and juicy and filled with so much potential. Maybe I could just also be my penchant for decks that have that kind of, like, really open, empty, white noise feel about them. And that's really that's almost the noise I hear when I think of Thanatos. It's that, like, I wonder if I could find a soundbite and throw it in. It's just like there's a distinctive noise that I hear when I think of Thanatos. And it's empty and it's cold, but it's also really comforting. It's like the foggy moors just pre-dawn, Like, that's what it feels like. You can hear the wind kind of rustling through the long grass. That's the closest I could probably get to describing what this sound feels like, I guess. So that's kind of what I'm going on for the sense for Thanatos. So Thanatos, this is our boy. So we're working with today. Amazing. So good. And also, he's got siblings in the Greek pantheon as well. He is siblings with sleep and dreams as well. Morpheus and Hypnos. Sorry, I'm like, where is it? Hypnos and Morpheus are his brothers. So like they're all connected. So with sleep being another version of a mini death, the mini death we undertake every night, and then dreams being kind of our little step, tiny step into the other world. It's beautiful, it's wonderful. So that's Thanatos. So first off, immediately the first one that jumped to my mind, which really kind of gives me that sound feeling. Actually, there's two, and they kind of go together. They're chosen for the same reasons. We've got the Pagan Other Worlds by Usi, and the Hush Tarot. Both of these kind of have that same white noise feel about them. That wind rushing over the moors, rustling long grass, expansive emptiness that's comforting and amazing. So definitely think the one that fits it the best is the Pagan Other Worlds here. We'll go through. We'll have a look and see how she goes. And this one, it's a Rider-Waite-Smith clone, but it really embodies, exhibits, exudes, sits in. That's even the sun. It's colder than the usual warmth you get from the sun. I feel like this is really Thanatos energy, especially because there's no figures in the minors. They're soft scenic pips. But that emptiness, that lack of presence of human form in the minors really gives that death energy, right? It's as though they've been taken. And there is a moodiness about it. A cold comfort about this deck. And I really feel Pagan Other Worlds for sure is entirely a Thanatos deck. For me. Did I go through the death card already? Let me find it. It's good. Oh yeah, so yeah, here's the Seven of Cups. Woo! Okay, and the Fool. Sorry, I'm getting excited about them. I love this deck. And it's such a good reader too. Just kind of all around. Let me find... Sorry. The Ten of Swords. Very, very Thanatos. Okay, hold on. Let me find the death card. Because I know what it looks like in my brain and I want to show it. Oh, also, here's a fun card. It comes with a bonus card, like a lot of Usti decks do, the Seeker, and we see the individual peeking beyond the veil. Like, that's the devil. Sorry, there it is. Right next to the devil we have death. There's our death card. There's our Thanatos. Coming in hot. Perfect. So anyway, won't linger too long, but that Pagan Other Worlds for sure is 10 out of 10. A Thanatos flavored deck, right? Right? Yes, okay. And then the Hush Tarot by Jeremy Hush. Classic mass market deck. This one is so good. Oof, it's a moody deck. It sets a mood. There's the backs. And it definitely has that, especially very organic death flavor to it. Like the transitional time between life and death, which is where it's not necessarily fully underworld. It's in between. It's, the act that takes one from one place to the other. So this has life in it, but it also has death. It's that mix of both that is perfect Thanatos energy. It's dark and moody. It's that white noise feeling. Filled with signs, symbols, messengers of all kinds. This is such a Thanatos deck. Absolutely, entirely. Oh, yes. Yes. So, and this one, it's this is a deck for those who like to get really creative with their readings, who like to push past what they kind of have already understood about this, about the concepts of tarot. It's obviously not a Rider-Waite-Smith deck You gotta work a little harder to find the tarot meaning in it, but if you're really into setting an atmosphere, creating a mood, and you connect to decks based on the energy that they kind of give off, this one is amazing and perfect for that. So it's definitely a controversial deck. Well, not like controversial in like a drama sort of way, but just, whether, RWS purists or people who really need the tarot to be a certain way. And I can get like that sometimes as well. But this deck really, you've got to let go. Got to let go of what you expect a tarot deck to tell you, and just kind of let this one tell you what it's going to tell you. It's releasing expectations, which again is a lot, which is, you don't know what to expect. You just need to trust, be held by, be carried by. So, yeah, no, Hush Tarot. Definitely a Thanatos deck. That card. Yeah. Beautiful, amazing, perfect. We won't go through all of them. As tempting as it is to go through that whole one. That one is so good. I like to use this one in the fall. Actually, a lot of these would be very fall decks for sure. Okay. Okay, I tried not to get too carried away, but I'm sitting here with so many in front of me. Okay, who's next okay, another one that kind of is very atmospheric in that way. Picked for very much the same reason as the Hush Tarot. Art style, very similar as well. I believe that Jeremy Hush's art style is heavily inspired by this particular artist. This is the Rakam Tarot, the Arthur Rakam Tarot, a gorgeous little Scarabeo tarot deck, and it, again, really embodies that feeling of cold comfort. The dark moodiness, the wind rushing through the dead, dried grass in the fall. This one isn't quite, it's not, the other ones I think are more on the nose for Thanatos, but this one, it has its own charm, and it really, just in the art style, it feels like him. Right? Yeah, definitely. Even that's from, I think, is that an image from The Night Before Christmas, maybe? I don't know, man, but yeah, same with that one. But it's still, there's I don't want to say sinister, because it's not like Seven of Swords-y sinister, but it's like, there's darker forces afoot under the surface, The way it plays with light and dark as well is, yeah, it's it. So, Arthur Rakam Tarot is definitely, for me, I think, a Thanatos deck, too. In its own. Let me see if I can find a really... Even though it's full of fairies and fairy tales, it's... I don't know. Again, a bit sinister, a bit dark. Do we agree? Let me know down below if we agree. Okay. That's that one. Another one that's definitely, it just in theme alone, the Dark Angel Tarot, another Los Scarabeo deck by Luca Russo, is, Thanatos is the angel of death. It had to be, right? This one goes, it's a little darker, it's a little bit more gothic, but I think that the Thanatos energy is definitely still there for this one. Yeah. Even though that's Six of Swords is just Charon vibes, like always, which he's in there. He may even come up later. So I remember, I've got to be distinctive here, because there's other, like Hades can come up, and he's definitely more of the underworld, in the underworld, king of the underworld. Charon is our, the literal transition between the two, but Thanatos is the guide. He's the one who comes to you. He finds you where you are. He surprises you and holds your hand along the way. So, yeah, no, Dark Angels is a Thanatos deck too, I think. Like, look at this Four of Cups. I'd say that's one for sure. So that is the Dark Angels Tarot, Lo Scarabeo. A Thanatos deck. Okay. Ooh. All right. Another very moody one. This is okay. We're going into Oracle territory now. Oh wait, there's one more tarot. Maybe let's do that. Let's semblance of order. There's one more tarot. We're switching gears though a little bit because this is the crossing over aspect of Thanatos. It's funny because I pulled this deck out of the back of the drawer and I'm like, oh, I'm going to work with you. And lo and behold, it was like, obviously this one in a way is Thanatos. It's called the Shimmering Veil. It's a reference for me to that partition between Earth, where we are now, and the beyond. And the Six of Swords is right on top. Again, that crossing between worlds kind of energy is right there. So yeah, I think this one in its essence. See, look at these cards. They're just telling a story. Is a Thanatos deck for sure. High Priestess, yes. Garter of the Veil. Yeah, it is. It's a Thanatos deck. It's kind of the disembodied, ephemeris, lingering parts of the human nature that kind of remain along the transition, because like they're little people, but they're also not really. It's like we're losing the earthliness. It's stripped away as you transition through this deck towards the other side, but you're not there yet, right? You're on the road. Oh, that makes that card a lot more sad when you think about it that way. Oh. But yeah, so Shimmering Veil by Silicon Way is definitely a Thanatos deck, I'd say. Ooh, I'll leave this one's good. Is that the Four of Cups again? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Four of Cups. Amazing. Okay. So yes, Shimmering Veil by Silicon Way. We're going to go into Oracles now. This one, I think, was the first one I thought of, Into the Lonely Woods, and it again, matches the Hush Tarot, matches the Pagan Other Worlds in that, you know, it reminds you that this trip is a trip you take alone, and it prepares you for that. And look, there's, on the back, a little death moth, like, and a datura. It's perfect. This is a Thanatos deck, 100%. But again, and it's the comforting holdingness, you know, the one who guides along the way, finding beauty in the process. Yeah, the consolations of isolation, the littlest blessing, time to share, honor your holy days. I think it's a Thanatos deck. It's the cutest Thanatos deck, but it is entirely. The beneath opens up to you. Your little island. Oh, this deck is so good. For many reasons. The sadness of letting go gives you space for your feelings. Into your arms. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Find your night self. And is it lonelier at night? Beautiful. I believe it's Dan May. Yes, who does the art for this one. And this is a Blue Angel. Lucy Cavendish deck, so there's a lot of stuff in the guidebook. But I think this one's good to just work with the keywords. Pull some tarot cards. Maybe with the Hush Tarot or the Pagan Other Worlds on top of it. And, but yeah, it's, you know, it's really a good transitional space deck. What did we lose? So you're looking into a well. You know, death moves amongst us. Time to rest a while. It's beautiful. Oh, this is such a Thanatos deck. Blessed reunion. Our shadows are beautiful. Yeah, yes. I could go through this whole thing. But yeah, definitely. Into the Lonely Woods is 10 out of 10 a Thanatos flavored deck. Like, doesn't it just feel the same? I think it feels the same. I think it does. Okay. Couple more. The next one, oh, let's save that one for last. Well, okay. There's a couple of honorable mentions with these ones, and these ones I think are almost a little bit too dark. And I don't know if they go a bit too deep. Like, these may feel more into the underworld, especially this one. I don't think it's quite Thanatos. It's further. That might be a Hades deck, which it may come up later. Who knows? Same with the Oracle of Souls. This one's got that guide energy, which I like. That kind of Thanatos embodies as well. And I wonder if, hold on, is there a Thanatos card? Let me just check real quick. I thought there might be. There's a card. Yeah. So it has a Thanatos card in it. So obviously one has to honorably mention it. In the Mausolea Oracle of Souls deck. The Warden of Dis. Completion, support, and expediency. So yeah, and then he's holding a little butterfly. So the Mausolea Oracle of Souls deck is that guiding towards and throughout the underworld. However long you're planning on visiting it, right? So, yeah, Nyx is in there too. So yeah, and this one may come up for other deities as well. Like, I think Hades is in here, Nyx is in here. It covers a lot, but I think there is a part of it that does hold that Thanatos energy of the being guided towards and through the underworld. So, it's Mausolea Oracle of Souls deck, an honorable mention. Boop, boop, boop. And then the last one is that Angel Arium too, the trio, the triplets. It's funny because they're all by different artists and creators, but they all kind of fill that same space. And then he's right on top also. I picked this one because there is an Angel of Death card in here, an Azrael card, and that's very Thanatos energy for me as well as that kind of access to the spiritual realm through the Sephira here as well. So again, we're different pantheon, I guess, but same vibes. So this one is a little bit, but it's a bit, a little different. Not quite entirely on there, but specifically because the Azrael card in there. Had to throw it in. So, Netsack. Oh my boy. Okay, so we won't linger on that one too long, but a beautiful card. And he's in there. So yeah, little Thanatosy, that one. Okay, so those were the honorable mentions. Alright, the next one that's the second last on our list is an interesting choice. And I went in a kind of a different route with this one. I looked at it and I thought, no. But then I thought, you know what, maybe. In the soft, we're thinking specifically again in that soft guiding energy. That hand reaching out from beyond, right? And it's a hand you want to grab. And the Vintage Wisdom Oracle by Victoria Mosley kind of encapsulates that. So this, for me, it's the voices of all of those that have passed before us, guiding us gently towards the world of the dead. And it fits for Thanatos in that sense. The art is, it's pretty and it's girly and it's soft. And it's not necessarily what you would particularly think of when you think of a Thanatos deck. It's not as lonely as a lot of these. This one, it's a reminder that there are others who've walked the path before you. And it's that comforting aspect, that being held aspect of Thanatos that this deck is kind of about. So I'll show you some cards. There's the backs. Again, very comforting. Of course, a grandma deck is gonna be a Thanatos deck, right? Yeah, there's the Ancestors card right there. Freedom. Like you can, can you see it? Can you? There's grace. The pieces falling into place. Does it make sense? Does it work? I think it does. I think it definitely feels like that carrying aspect of Thanatos for sure. There's patience. So yeah, I think this would be a good one to incorporate in readings if you're doing readings around the concept of death as being a product of a time that has been moved through already. It's beautiful. And in that vein, like the Stretch Tarot or the Mountain Dream, they're also in kind of the same vibe, the same feel. If you wanted a tarot that kind of sat in this energy instead of just an oracle. And there's gratitude. We'll end with gratitude. And the moth, obviously. Yes, moth wings, gratitude. Perfect. So that is the Vintage Wisdom Oracle by Victoria Mosley. A Thanatos deck. Okay, and the last one is the Earth and Bone Oracle by Syrian Shadow. This one is death at its most stripped back. So this is we've wandered, we've been guided, we've been held, and now we're left with our bones. Yeah, this one is it's like the darkest version of a Thanatos deck. It's like the bottom of that pit you've got there, and you've been stripped down to the core of the self. Sorry, this is really hard to see. It's a really dark one, this one. So almost, this one's really, and with the matte coating on it too, it's hard to see, especially if you read at night, which you want to with this one. By candlelight, it's tricky, but when you do, when you get into it, it's really quite good. Yeah, here we have the portal card. I love a portal card. So perfect, but yeah, that one's very Thanatos-y, but yeah, burrow. I think this one, it just does. It's our dark kind of final space. Perhaps the lowest point, right? Yeah, with the skull imagery. There's the beauty of the flowers. It's kind of like with this one, you've got to your destination. Thanatos took you, and now you're here, and he's leaving you to your fate. Really good clarifying deck too as well. This is a good all-rounder, like even in just like practicality purposes. And if you like darker artwork, it's really beautiful. There's also a mass market version of this. Looks a bit different, which is great. Much more accessible. So there's the Roots card. Again, getting at that ancestor aspect. So I think this is a fantastic Thanatos deck. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here he is there with his scythe. Can you see him? It says shadow. He's there. Again, hard to see. I'm not sure in the mass market if it's a little brighter or not. But I kind of almost like how hard this is to see, because you've really got to sink into the images and look and feel like this. If he's there, you can kind of, first you see the tip of the scythe, and then you recognize immediately what that symbol means, and then you linger a bit longer, and then you can see the cloaked figure and his shadowy skeletal face, and then there's you sitting in the middle, highlighted. Yep, wholeness, integration, repressed emotions, and mystery. So yeah, a good one to work with for Thanatos entirely. Yes. So the Earth and Bone Oracle. Where's the hat? There it is. By Syrian Shadow. Merge the shadow and be reborn in the darkness. Oracle cards is a good Thanatos deck, I think. Why didn't you tell me? I forgot this one. Guys! I overlooked it because it's out. Here we go. We're coming back. We need to talk about this because it's important. This deck, and it's out for like the reason. I'm doing a thing with this deck. This deck is going to accompany me on a little bit of an adventure right shortly, which I'll be sharing with the members in the member space. When it happens, I will definitely be vlogging it, and we'll be going into it, and I'm going to be hopefully telling you all about it, but I'm so excited. But anyway, Somnia Tarot is totally Thanatos energy. Let me grab them. Oops. Yeah, got those. Yeah, Somnia Tarot by Nicholas Bruno has to, oh my gosh. Slapping myself on the wrist for forgetting about it. Like, I picked it for its purpose because of the darkness with which is contained between these cards. This deck is that airy quality of death embodied entirely. There's a lack of faces. It strips the humanity away and leaves you with this face to face with the spirit aspect of the self that's covered in shadow. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Somnia Tarot, totally. Oh my gosh. Yes. 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 Sorry. I'm kicking myself or forget. Well, I didn't forget it. It's in here. We've included it, but entirely. Somnia Tarot is a vibe. It's atmospheric. Again, it fits in with the Hush Tarot, the Pagan Other worlds, just in giving you that noise. It emits the noise. It's like it's buzzing with that noise, which is slightly alarming, a bit irritating, consistent and pervasive, uncomfortable, gives you the willies, but again, is that guiding, ferrying, calm and comforting in a really cold way kind of energy. I obviously have an affinity for these types of decks, totally. Oh, look at that. Even the, yes, 3 of Wands. Okay, let me find death. Mind you, all of the court cards feel like they could be a death card. Let me find. Yeah, and when you see the 2 of Cups from the context of thinking in like a Thanatos-y kind of way, the 2 of Cups is really sad. Same with the Lovers, both of them. It just like rips your heart to pieces. This card. For other reasons. Oh, it's so good. Giving me things. But Chiron vibes for the 8 as well. Looking for death. But we're stopping at the High Priestess because she's gorgeous. Coins. Oh, the death card's right on the front of the box. I could just show you the front of the box. Yep, there it is. There it is. So yes, Somnia Tarot, oh, and the Hermit's right there too, is a Thanatos deck. Fight me. I guess not. That one's pretty understandable. Pretty understandable, I would say. Let's get him back in there. Tucked up nice and tight. Until he's ready for his trip. But okay, all right, there we go. I feel better now. Now, I would have kicked myself so... You guys would have got a second video if I realized I forgot that later. Would have thrown it in after as an addendum. All right, so I've made a right mess in front of me. Things are a bit chaos, but that's okay. Want to thank Thanatos for spending some time with us today and giving me the opportunity, as the first one in this lovely series, to explore certain aspects of some of my decks. Let me know down below if there's some that you have that you feel would fit definitely in Thanatos energy that you would want to use to work with him. And if you have any discrepancies with the ones I have chosen, let me know. As we know, because everybody experiences deity energy differently. Everyone's going to experience Thanatos energy a little bit differently. Some people may see it as more rigid, hard, less forgiving, and others might really kind of sink into that gentleness of him. I'm somewhere in the middle, as kind of you can see from the spread, but I think both are really important. But a beautiful energy to start. I love starting with death energy. How great. So thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Thanks again to my members for our wonderful Zoom meetup yesterday. The chat was amazing. I can't wait to do it every month. Thanks for the encouragement to do the series. So I'm looking forward to the next one to see who comes out. If you're interested in learning a little bit more about the Hellenic Oracle, I will link down below my walkthrough of it. This is the original edition. There's a revised edition now that has even more cards and like better images in it, which I would be using, but it's separated in order because I've been trying to make videos about it for ages, so we'll get back to that one soon. But yeah, if you want to learn more about it, I'll link the walkthrough down below, as well as a link to where you can get it if you want one. Otherwise, a big thank you for being here. I really appreciate it, and I will see all of you fine people in my next video.